Hello class 6 students. Today I am going to start with another new chapter from English Rapid. And as you can see here I have written that chapter's number is 8. So I will be starting with this chapter only. We have completed up to chapter number 7 and we came to know that Eliza who was the slave of Mr. Shelby, she, in order to rescue her son, she came to Mr. Bird's house, and Mr. Bird was very kind and generous kind of person, and not only he, but also his wife was very generous to all the poor and very that means, what can I say, that unlucky people. So here both of them, that means husband and wife, that means Mr. and Mrs. White, both of them, they welcomed Eliza wholeheartedly, and they also gave the shelter to Eliza. But unfortunately, as there was a new law that no one could able to help the slaves who were coming from Kentucky, so Mr. Bird could not do anything because he was a senator, and he could not surpass the that means the law. So he requested his friend, and his friend also agreed to the proposal that he would be helping Eliza. So now we have learnt up to that, and now we are going to start from the chapter number 8. So the name of the chapter number 8 is Uncle Tom Departs. So now we are going to Mr. Shelby's house. That means at that time Uncle Tom was departing from that place. So what was going on there, now we are going to learn. Back at Uncle Tom's cabin, the children were asleep. It was still early morning. The weather was grey and gloomy. So you can understand that it was not a normal kind of day for all the people. It was really very, it looked like a very gloomy weather, and this gloomy weather was also referring to the condition of the people who were living in Mr. Shelby's house. Uncle Tom, who was very he was very much loved by all the people of Mr. Shelby's place, because not only he was a very hardworking man, but also he was a very pious kind of pious kind of man. He was related to religion. He was very fond of religion thoughts and everything, and he was very kind-hearted. So everyone loved him very much, and when all of the people, when they heard that Uncle Tom was about to depart from their place, so they were very sad by their heart. So Uncle Tom's cabin, there we can see there his children were asleep, were sleeping, and it was early morning, and the weather was also saying the condition of the people. That means the weather was grey and gloomy. Okay. Aunt Chloe was ironing some shirts while Tom had his Bible open on his knee. Aunt Chloe, who was Aunt Chloe? Aunt Chloe was the wife of Uncle Tom. Okay. So Aunt Chloe was there, and she was actually ironing some dresses of maybe Uncle Tom's or something, or his or her children. So she was ironing, and Tom was there. Tom was sitting, and he had holding the Bible. Okay. Every now and then he got up to look at the children. So Uncle Tom was feeling restless. Every now and then he went and he was looking at his son and daughter. So they were sleeping, but he could not able to control himself. Every now and then he went to them, and he was just seeing of the condition of the children. It's the last time, he said. Aunt Chloe could not bear it any more and started crying. So Uncle Tom said, it's the last time. So it was the last time that maybe he was saying to himself that he was going to see his children. It was the last time. So at that time, when Aunt Chloe heard this, so she could not able to stop her. So she was started crying. I suppose we must be resigned, but oh Lord, how can I? If only I knew how they would treat you. Nobody ever comes back. They kill them. They work them so hard at the plantations. So what happened? So after listening those words from which were uttered by Uncle Tom, Aunt Chloe heard that, and she was very much she felt very emotional, and she said that she must be resigning from that place. But she was a slave, she could not able to resign herself from that place, so she had to stay. Okay, she was saying that she would be leaving that place, but all would be in vain, because she could not have that audacity to leave that place without with her own concern. Okay, that means they were slaves only, they could not take their decisions, they could not able to take their own decisions. Okay, so after saying, she was also very she feels that she was disappointed. And now what happened? So she was telling to her husband that I don't when she was saying to herself that what would happen to her husband, she didn't know. She didn't know either that whether his husband would come or not. She didn't know anything, because she only knew that her husband was going to work in the plantation, and nobody came back from that work field. Okay, so she was also thinking that maybe her husband would never come back to her. There will be same God there that is here, consoled Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom told that don't worry, the God is omnipresent everywhere. The God here who is residing, the same God will be also there in that place. So don't worry about myself. Who was telling this? It was told by Uncle Tom. I am in Lord's hands, and nothing can go farther than he lets in. There is one thing I can thank him for. It's me that's sold, and not you or the children. So Uncle Tom was also, that time also, he was thanking to God, because he was very generous and very kind type of person. Okay, he was saying that he was very happy, because it was only him that he was about to depart from that place. He was going for the work of plantation, not neither his wife nor his children. Okay, so he was thanking to God, thanking the God for this reason. Okay, what comes will only come to me, and the Lord will help me. I know he will. Though his heart was breaking and his throat choked, he spoke very bravely and strongly. And he was saying, Uncle Tom was saying that whatever will happen, it will happen to me, not to my family. So for that reason, I will be always thanking the God, the Almighty God. Okay, and at that time, he was very sad by himself, because he was about to go, about to leave his own family. Okay, so at that time, his voice was also choking. Okay, but he spoke it very confidently and bravely.